We're Sandra and Håkan. After this vlog, you most likely want to see us on the big screen. But nah, we're not quitting our daytime jobs. Jokes aside, we had such a blast exploring Florence by reenacting the movie Inferno.
Good morning, it's 7:30 and we're running to the train station.
Attenzione, allontanarsi dalla linea gialla.
Against better judgment, we are trying to buy some breakfast even though we only have a couple of minutes to spare before the train departures. If all goes according to plan, we're getting that and some coffee. That's us. I think it's time to explain why we are leaving Venice early in the morning. Late last night we made a last-minute decision to go to Florence because we want to take the opportunity to explore as much as possible of Italy while we are in the country.
But since it was a last-minute decision, we haven't done our research yet. But we both love the books by Dan Brown, and one of them, Inferno, takes place in Florence.
So our plan is to try to walk in the footsteps of Professor Langdon, the main character that is played by Tom Hanks in the movie, and visit the sites and places in Florence while solving the mystery in the book.
Welcome to Florence!
It's been a while since we watched the movie or read the book, so our knowledge is a bit rusty. But we found a couple of online guides and they all mention the same spots. So we're slowly making our way down to our first stop.
So this is where the story begins. The bad guy is being chased all over Florence, ends up running up through the tower, got a great view, and then commits suicide by jumping off the tower.
As soon as Professor Langdon wakes up and escapes the hospital with the help of Sienna, and they find some clues that leads them to the city center. And they try to enter the city center through this gate, the Porta Romana. But the police have put up a roadblock so they can't get in to the city center. Instead,
they run into the Istituto d'Arte and ask some students for help how to get into the Boboli Garden. At least that's what we think. And they show them the perfect spot.
to scale the wall into the Boboli Gardens. Luckily for us we didn't have to. We bought a ticket instead. It's 10 euros a piece.
The Boboli Garden used to belong to the Medici family. They were the former rulers of Florence. As soon as they enter the Boboli Garden, they are detected by a police drone and they take cover under the trees.
You don't need to see the movie after watching this. This is way better. That's pretty much all that happens in the garden. But since we pay an entrance fee, we are going to have a look around before moving on to the next stop on our tour. Leaving the gardens. I don't think we appreciated it enough, but it's warm, we don't know that much about it, and I doubt Professor Langdon had time to stop to admire its beauty while he was being chased by the police, so neither can we.
Langdon and Sienna exit the Boboli Garden through the Vasari corridor. We can't do that today because the corridor is almost fully closed, so we exit through the Palazzo Pitti. We're pretty sure that if Langdon and Sienna had time, they would stop for a gelato.
We are crossing Ponte Vecchio, and this up here, this is where Professor Langdon and Sienna escaped. Real quick, we have recently partnered up with iVisa, simply because we really appreciate the service that they provide. And now you can get 10% off your next purchase. If you, just like us, love to travel, you know that getting the right travel documents sometimes can be difficult. iVisa is a one-stop shop where you quickly can check if you meet the requirements and to see what options are available for your next destination. So instead of dealing with embassies, you can spend your time planning for your next adventure. To get the 10% discount, you must apply via exploringplanethome.com. Click on the link and your discount is activated. And back to the blog. The Vasari corridor took Langdon and Sienna to this place. This is the Uffizi Gallery. We're not quite sure what they did in here, but we think they examined a painting to get a clue that moved them forward in the story. Nevertheless, if you visit this place today, you will see a lot of the great Renaissance painters, such as Michelangelo, Raphael, Leonardo da Vinci, but the queue is really long, so we won't go in. The story of Inferno revolves around Dante and his story Divina Commedia, and we will be seeing more Dante-esque things later, if we can find them.
Langdon and Sienna left the Uffizi Gallery. They ended up here in the Palazzo Vecchio. We're back at the beginning. You remember the bad guy in the tower? But they were still chased by the police, so they didn't stay long.
Now you have to picture this guy running after us. This here behind me is Palazzo Bargello. Nothing special happens there in the movie, but it appears on several occasions.
Florence is so much more than the Inferno movie. It is a gorgeous and beautiful city and quite fun to just walk around and imagine all the Renaissance people painting their masterpieces.
This here has nothing to do with the novel or the movie Inferno. It's where historians think that Dante used to live. They are not 100% sure it's this house, but most likely this is it. They do know, however, that it was in this neighborhood that he lived. It has to be one of the coolest restaurants I've seen so far. It's literally just a hole in the wall.
Having local food for lunch. Being chased around Florence by police officers the whole day made us hungry. When the moon hits the sky like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Oh, pizza in Italy is so good. What a church this is. It's so impressive. Really, it blew me away. I didn't know how big and huge and beautiful it was, but look at it. It's breathtaking. Wow!
We were so lucky we got into the church. After us, they admitted 2 more persons, and then they just closed the doors and said, the rest of you have to come back tomorrow. So here we are. After Langdon finally remembered what he's been up to in Florence, it leads him to this building here. This is the Baptistery of St. John's, or Battistero di San Giovanni. Here he finds the thing he's been looking for all this time in Florence. Not gonna say what it is in case you haven't seen the movie or read the book and want to do it later. It's the final stop on our Inferno tour and also the end of this vlog. We're back where it all began. This beautiful building here behind me is the train station in Florence.
When Professor Langdon and Sienna had figured out what they needed to know here in Florence, they did what we are about to do. They caught the train to Venice.
Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye bye!